What up, what up? Your host, Lito G, back in the building with another one. We're going to talk about some more what's going on with this case with Karmelo Anthony and fighting for a body in the Frisco stabbing with two teenagers at the high school track meet. Right now, what we're looking at is Pat Bev, David, and what we're looking at is just some of the conversation and these perspectives of some of these people that are white and some that think they're white adjacent, meaning like they think they're white, and they have these weird perspectives of judgment from a biased standpoint, and it's hilarious to me because these people are very smart, and it seems to like their brains just don't work when it comes to dealing with having to see the reality of criminal cases or civil cases when it comes to black people. But yeah, let's get into it.
You know what it's for something.
It's like
Like a sleep machine?
Sunday school, like
Yeah, I was trying to
kid,
get.
like a Sunday school teacher, like you're trying to put the kids to
Yeah, I was about to go to
an hour
sleep.
nap.
Yeah, that would have put me down. Tom's out.
We pray in the
Yeah.
Sunday
So-
school.
Your prayers as well. Finally, let's remember that a defendant is presumed innocent unless and until proven guilty in a court of law.
Is he? Okay, you know what his voice sounded like? It was like a
Like a sleep machine?
Sunday school, like
Yeah, I was
for
trying to
kids,
get.
like a Sunday school teacher, like you're trying to put the kids to
Yeah, I was about to go to
an
sleep.
hour nap.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah. Then, though, Pat is, what is he? Iran or something like that? Or Afghanistan, one of the two? Yo, bro, what priest are you talking about? You're from a Muslim culture. What priest are you talking about? You moved here when you was 10. Y'all came here with nothing, right? You idolizing these white movies you seen when you was a teenager. Church you was in here talking. What are you talking about? It's not your first language. Whatever.
That would have put me down.
Thumbs up.
Pray in the
Tom's
So
up.
Karmelo Anthony, 18 years old, athlete from Frisco, Cantons High School, was indicted for first-degree murder, stabbing Austin Metcalf, 17-year-old junior Memorial High School with Collin County Conner District, Greg Williams. So, Vinny, this story here, your thoughts on what we know about this
Okay,
story?
actually, like, so remember when it first happened? And me and Tom were talking about this yesterday. Everybody was all, especially the African American community.
Everybody was all, especially the African American community. Let me address that right real quick for y'all. When somebody say all the people before they say black people, they never was talking about other people in the first place. They literally was only talking about black people. They just say other people first so he don't look as racist as he really is. Because that's where he coming from with. I'm coming from a biased place, so let me cover it up first. Because like white supremacy has to come cloaked in order to look like it's like to disarm its violence facts or its violent history. It's known continuous violent history. So he just being another goofy, doing what goofies do. Shout out to the goofies.
Yeah, especially those people like
I don't know if it's an attorney or somebody. This freaking guy who's been arrested.
Especially those people. This freaking guy who's been arrested. 17-year-old kid in high school is no longer like just realize that the one that died is not a guy, he's a kid, right? But the one that committed the crime is not a kid, he's a guy. But the one that got killed, he's a kid. When they the same age though. Help me understand this, right? This is how you conflate blackness and you make people lose their empathy and sense of reality, because this is stupid. Always talking about these fools got a higher IQ than like, you're a disgusting clown. But anyway, you went Pat. Pat's a bozo. You win your planes, your $1 billion. We on our way. We on our way. It's all good. It's all good. But anyway, back to let's see what else this fool has to say.
Multiple times attempted murder, something. Rob, if you could help me find out who this guy was. And the whole story was, as we always said, the black kid was the victim. Okay, he was there. He was approached by the white guy. The white guy tried to get tough, and he stabbed him in self-defense. Okay, now allegedly, there's video showing that.
That's how you know he lying, because he was talking about some attempted murder. At first, I thought he was talking about somebody else with the story. The way he started telling this story, and this is the craziest thing, right? Anybody pay attention like you supposed to? If y'all believe that this video shows, which I think it shows, they can blur things out and release videos like they've been doing over the last 5-6 years since body cams been on police, right? We see our kids' brains get blown out all over the place. Black people get shot up all over the place on body cam footage or whatever other footage they could get their hands on a corner store if a motherfucker gets shot. They got that. Right? So now it's camera footage of this situation. So either y'all don't want to see y'all don't want the public to have that opinion of the scenario, which is basically the real reaction, right? Let's see how people really feel towards actually a community that has never actually conflated no race in this situation at all. We've never actually called it a race thing. We called it a race thing once we started seeing people actually say shit like that, like, oh, he's getting off easy because he's black and all kind of crazy nonsense that statistically don't even match up. But stupidity it's a sickness, and white supremacy is about the same thing. So the only cure for them is probably throw them in a box of fire. But anyway, yeah, this is clown work, man. Like, come on, like these dudes is mad smart. Like, I don't really think they actually stupid. Like, don't get me twisted for 1 second. These dudes have went to probably more schooling than me or whatever like that, and probably skilled in all kind of different areas. But at the same time, this is clown shit, man. Like, if y'all would never let y'all kids lay down for someone to just attack them. You never train your kid to do that. You never train your sons to do that. So conflating it, and then y'all trying to use the father's valor and honor, because he's trying to hold it down and trying to be calm, but he keep getting gaslit by stupid ass crackers like these dummies on here and the rest of them that's wherever the fuck they at on this internet shit. Responding and making it a race thing, because it was never a race thing. It was never a race thing when the altercation happened. So I don't, like I said, this whole race shit started over different shit. I guess because black people are not supposed to be able to spare $500,000 amongst our 14% of America. We're not supposed to be able to afford $500,000, especially so fast. I guess that's the real issue. Is they prefers to be in abject poverty. Unfortunately for y'all, well, unfortunately for us, that's not the case. Well, fortunately for us, that's not the case. Unfortunately for y'all, life sucks. Anyway, he deserves a fair trial, and we're gonna hear more about it. We just getting into it. I'm just talking more. I'm over talking actually. I'm gonna let these dudes rock out a little bit, and we gonna move on.
There was no threat. That he was just standing there talking to him, and this guy took out a knife that he brought to attract me for no reason.
Video shows.
They're saying that there's footage because, Pat, for them to come back with an indictment for first-degree murder,
Yeah.
you know what that means? They have sufficient evidence to say, okay, we're seeing what we're not seeing with
Yeah.
the
Hello. Diddy in court right now, racketeering case over a domestic violence issue with his girlfriend. Not really proving a valid point, bro. Cases get inflated constantly. I don't know if you remember, but Young Thug just got out over some charges that he had on racketeering as well, and they stuck with what charges that they had instead of trying to. If you were going to try to give them cases, it would be small charges because we just really not the criminal type like y'all are. That's y'all culture. That's why it's kind of hard to stick it. Can't stick these cases where you want to stick these cases at, and y'all trying so hard. Like y'all really want us back in slavery so bad. Yeah, because I do know, like, if you go to jail, it's written in the Constitution that in the amendments that if you go to jail, you're still a slave. But anyway, that's what these clowns is on. Like they so sick right now. These motherfuckers are retarded. They retarded. For real. You could be smart and retarded. What are they atypical or something? Motherfuckers is ASS to
the public always tries to say, which it's sufficient enough to take in. And I know this from people that are lawyers, and one of them, Selena, who's on Manek, that they have they hate going to trial, the state, Pat, if they don't have a home run hit, meaning they think that it's over 90% that they're gonna win. Okay, and this kid died in his twin.
How an indictment goes. An indictment goes like, oh, you need an indictment in order for you to further the case. They're gonna pursue it. What he's talking about is when you're at the stage of going to trial. They're not there yet. An indictment means this is the charge that the DA is presenting, and that's what they're going to move on in court. This is stupid.
Brother's arms, okay? And still the media tiptoed around it and tried to act like, no, it was BS. And this is what pissed me off. The family pulled in $515,000. The public, without knowing.
Now, I'm gonna pause it. Said it. Now, they always riding. Fuck all that. They always dick riding and pocket watching us because we winning. And we ain't out here losing like they want us to be losing. They mad our swag is so saucy. They mad that we just create everything, that all they could do is bite our swag. They're really just mad. You can't be us. You're not God's chosen people. It's all right. You're going to be all right, bro. But y'all heard him say his biggest problem is because niggas got money.
Family pulled in $515,000. The public, without knowing any evidence, without seeing one freaking video, they're like, let's send this family money because we think that this kid is innocent. So they paid for the legal fees.
The veins busting out his head. Look, the veins busting out this motherfucker head. He mad. Then the wild shit is, he gonna sit here and probably be like, oh, the money is used for this, that, and the third. Yo, they family was good. The little nigga was driving a Lexus already. He's 17 years old. Y'all bugging. They been had a mad nice fucking crib. Like y'all fucking wild. Like the bread, he can't even touch yet. First of all, you mad because numbers ran up on a computer? You fucking clown. You fucking clown. Look at his vein on the top of his head. Look at his eyebrows arch. He's a fucking clown. He's really just a white supremacist. Look at his neck. He turning red. These motherfuckers are bozos, man.
The rent, security related them to a gated community, which I believe was $3,500 a month. And the campaign.
Why does he know that that's $3,500 a month? If that's true. And they moved before they got a penny, and they still ain't get a penny. This is the weirdest shit. So where they getting this other money you talking about from us that's paying for them to move? The nigga Pops got the bag. His Pops got the bag. Y'all mad. His Pops not broke. Y'all stupid. Y'all dumb mad. Fucking clowns.
Was run by Jake Paul. And then not getting any of that cash until it hits $600,000. But anyway, and just the bottom line is, it's all smoke and mirrors. Okay, the media would rather hype up the racism than show or wait for the evidence. Okay, and it just drives me crazy that.
They got 6 million subscribers, right? How many views? 300,000 views in 5 days. Motherfucker, you are the racist media. What's wrong with you? The fucked up part is, I don't think I'm subscribed to the channel. I don't know. The people that subscribe to y'all and watch y'all are so fucking dumb. The people that really look up to you, stupid asses. Because y'all are gonna gaslight them to make the same type of fucking mistakes. And the problem is y'all don't understand that. Say because y'all so thirst for a murder case, and he probably could have went in for manslaughter, right? And that would stick, right? Y'all so thirst to throw a motherfucker away and lock the kid away because y'all prefer we just actually get our fucking head busted and not protect ourselves. Y'all seen the Mississippi vote, bro? We been fucking y'all up. Y'all can't go one-on-one with us. Ain't no one-on-ones with us that y'all winning. Y'all been doing, y'all do groups, y'all do sneak attacks. Let's keep it a stack. Like, cut it out. Cut it the fuck out. And we talking about on a high ratio. Yeah, it's gonna be one white boy that beat some black dudes here and there, whatever. Like, let's cut the shit though, man. Let's cut the fucking shit.
In those moments, all the race gets promoted, but nobody waits for the evidence. And God bless the father of Jesse Metcalf. I still got to give that guy credit back, because regardless of everything that happened, he did get a little bit choked up. But he said, we have to pray for this kid. We have to pray for this kid's family and hope that this kid sees the light, even though in the darkness of what he did, the crime that he did. Because his father knows what was up, because his brother told him what happened. So that's... I just hope justice is done. And again, I have to pray for this guy and hope that he finds, some love in his heart for everything that he just did.
And by the way, his GoFundMe, Rob, is that correct that they raised?
Craziest shit is he's saying he hopes he finds it in his heart. When the cop found him and came and put the cuffs on him, the goal was arrested him, he never said, he never asked, was he gonna be okay? He told what he did. Then he asked the officer, was he gonna be okay? That's showing complete empathy and sympathy immediately. For us to be a couple months down the road, you're bugged out. You need help. You guys need some help. I don't know if the streams are drying up, if Pat's not busting y'all down the bread or what, like, I don't know what's going on with y'all, but y'all gotta get it. Stay strong, fellas. Stay strong.
$29.6 million. They raised $538,000. Yep. Does that money end up going to them whether it gets finalized or not? I know that.
Why is that y'all business? I mean, since I guess because y'all not the media reporting news, right? Because that's what your man just said. That the news media is bolstering racism, but y'all the ones pocket watching and doing the weird shit. Okay, I heard you. Y'all not the media doing the racist shit though. Okay.
I don't know if that's a very good question. I don't know if you know. I think you could just stop the campaign whenever you want, Robin.
I don't know. That's a very good question. Which alleviates this whole 3-minute spill this stupid motherfucker just went on. The video shit. The whole idea behind the fucking video, the presentation of what this motherfucker's imagining. The knife, the whole we in trial already. If you ask these dumb motherfuckers, this shit is crazy. You really think they gonna do this trial at the same time they doing Diddy trial, dickhead? You're dumb.
Take the money. If I'm not mistaken,
because I've done it when we raise the money for the guy.
What is the level of accountability for the money?
They don't give it. No, they don't. I don't think they give two shits. Once it's gone, all they worry about is the moment of okay, transaction and give, send, go or whatever gets the money percentage, and then it goes that
all right
to the family.
Tom, you have thoughts on this?
Yeah, this is called due process, and everybody says I was denied due process. I was denied due process. Look, this was not the DA bringing it. This was a DA going to a grand jury. And there were eyewitnesses. But what there also was, they were at a track meet. And other people with camera phones taking pictures of their own children and things happening. And grand jury got a hold of the rest of that and saw him reach into the back.
Some shit. I don't even know if this dude's a lawyer. I don't know what this motherfucker is. The whole intention of him being under the tent is because it was pouring raining. Who the fuck is running on the track and being recorded at the same time? Mind you, he's in the track meet. He had on his track uniform. The Metcalf kid wasn't in, no, that's not Austin. I believe Austin, right? That was the one that happened in the situation. That's not, no, bro. What are y'all talking about? That hypothetically, yes, that would be the scenario, but you're not talking about in pouring rain. Who's pulling out all their phones in pouring rain? They're gonna postpone the track meet. What's wrong with y'all?
Bag and do things. So the DA came back and said, I have a very strong case. And by the way, it's not just aggravated assault or resulting in murder.
When did the DA say he had a very strong case? Say it in a minute, y'all. Matter of fact, let's move on because I'm done with this fucking liars. These dudes just fucking be lying for no reason, bro. Just keep lying. Just fucking lie to be lying and shit, bro. What's wrong with these motherfuckers? I'm looking for it. I don't see the shit I had up here.
the Isaiah Vacuum Uncensored starts right now.
And welcome to the Factor Uncensored.
on the escalation at what should have been a routine high school track meet. 17-year-old Karmelo Anthony has been formally indicted for first-degree murder in the stabbing death of his fellow schoolmate Austin Metcalf. We have been bringing you coverage on the situation since it unfolded April in Frisco, Texas. Now, according to investigators, Anthony admitted to the crime, though he claims he was acting in self-defense. Now, with his bond set, our next guest breaks down the case and the trial ahead. Valuetainment, let's get the latest in this case. Now, we know it originally occurred back on April 2nd, and 17-year-old Karmelo Anthony was accused of killing, stabbing to death Austin Metcalf at Frisco ISD High School in Frisco. What has occurred? What took so long for this murder charge, first-degree murder charge, and what was the initial charge?
Well, he was always charged with murder. What we see now is an indictment. Mm-hmm. And so the indictment is an official, let's look at it this way. You have what's called a grand jury. A grand jury is comprised of 12 individuals from that county, much like a jury in a trial. These 12 individuals are considered gatekeepers with the prosecutor's case. So prosecutors file charges, that's a criminal complaint, but these gatekeepers say, you know what, we believe that there is some evidence of the crime that's being alleged here, and we're giving you permission to proceed with the prosecution of this case and move onward to trial. But
there's also help with public perception now that a grand jury has weighed in and there's an indictment, and maybe prosecutors are hoping, okay, it's not just us. Now 12 members of the community said this should move forward as a murder trial.
Yes, and quite frankly, as a former prosecutor, I'm very uncomfortable with a prosecutor going before news media to talk about a case, because that's how you taint a jury. For that very reason.
Y'all, I dead talked about this in other episodes, and that's a prosecutor saying that. I ain't no prosecutor. I'm just a nigga that know how to read and pay attention. Know how to read people, and I know how to read books. So I said this shit when this all started. You talking about videos being released, but even then, like I said, when we talking about these criminal cases, when we talking about police, those are public workers. That's public documentation. That's kind of different. But at the same time, when you're talking about open cases, it's really not. But when you're talking about a trial at this type of level, that's tainting evidence for them to even be speaking about some type of fucking video. And the fact of, I'm hoping it's a video for one, because like I said, I'm not, first of all, we're not trying to establish innocence, right? We're trying to establish self-defense, the narrative of what actually happened. Now, if the video can show that, which it probably won't, like it might show the outcome, you know what I'm saying, or like the happenings, but it's probably not going to show how it started. More times than not, when a camera gets to rolling, the action kind of already started, because that's what alerts you and lets you know what's going on. But this prosecutor just pretty much let everybody know that it's not a scenario and where you it's because there's so many people on the other side, and I won't say white because these motherfuckers is all kinds of colors of the rainbow playing themselves, but they not really playing themselves, to be honest with you. They playing y'all. They playing the viewers, they playing the people, they playing with y'all mind. Y'all should be paying attention and not letting motherfuckers play with y'all like that. Y'all supposed to be able to be like, okay, well, this motherfucker said this. Where can I find the actual facts at? Okay, this motherfucker just saying shit. So you got some people, and then they'll present it like with this articulate way of speaking. And sometimes it gaslights people, it makes people mad, because like you got to think about this, right? White people like to see black people stirred up. So they'll pay a black person to stir black people up. Especially if they get to kind of like support them anonymously. Like I get to hide my face and support this person that will attack this community. Yeah, this is what this country's built off of. So for anybody to say anything otherwise, you stupid. I ain't even about to be nice about it. You're a fucking idiot. Anyway.
These 12 people said there's some oh, well, I guess he's guilty. And so I think preferably, ethically, it's best to keep these things out of the specter of the news, especially when you're a prosecutor. But what's going on right now is that in a grand jury, the only people that are in that room are the prosecutor and the grand jurors. Prosecutors can bring in witness, but a defense attorney like myself is not in that room. The prosecutor gets to present his case, like a summary of the case. In some instances, a grand jury process can be 5 minutes, where they just give a verbal summary. In cases like this, where there's probably more public scrutiny, they may present actual evidence. They may bring in eyewitnesses for the grand jury to listen to. They may bring in the investigators. It's likely that the grand jury has looked at that. The grand jurors look at that and say there's some evidence. But I talk about this all the time during trial. Just because there is some evidence of a crime, it doesn't take away from the fact that the state has the burden of proving this case beyond a reasonable doubt. The grand jurors look at this at probable cause.
Let me break that down for motherfuckers. But this relates to regular people. This relates to what we all go through. They have to prove you guilty beyond a reasonable doubt, which means stop going to fucking court and just saying guilty and be like, you used to motherfuckers be like, they pleading out and shit. Listen to what the fuck going on in court. Pay attention. Sometimes you could really figure out if these motherfuckers got something or not. I promise you, they not. Sometimes they good at hiding shit. Sometimes they not. When you, depending on your level of seriousness with the case, it's like at some point, motherfucker, when you court, you court, and certain scenarios like that. But niggas got to stop playing, man. Like it's shit. Shit is obvious. Some motherfuckers, I guess we just like to talk about it for the gossip. I ain't really necessarily here just for the gossip. I'm here for the facts and break shit down to people and open niggas' third eye to shit you might be missing. You know what I mean? So you could just read between the lines. That's what the third eye for, so you can read between the lines.
Than probable cause. So their burden from grand jury to a courtroom for trial is going to get raised. And they're going to have the burden of disproving that self-defense applies in this case.
And of course, we still have the elements of race involved. We have the community there in Frisco and around the country divided, where some people are siding with the black suspect and some are siding with the white victim. This could get very ugly, very messy in court, and a tough hill to climb, right?
As far as what's going to happen in the courtroom, both sides are going to get a chance to pick jurors, or actually deselect and identify jurors that are going to be too biased, too unfair. They're going to be able to ask very specific questions. Hey, race plays an element in this case. Are you going to be able to set aside their personal views about race to follow the law? And if someone says, you know what, I'm not going to be able to set aside that bias, they get removed. They get struck for cause. And if a attorney on either side suspects it, even if they don't explicitly state that, these jurors.
I just said white supremacy got to wear a cloak. Why the fuck with this motherfucker? I want to lock this motherfucker up. I'm coming in here acting like my best friend is black. What? I've never said nigga in my life. Love fried chicken and collard greens. And them oxtails, that mac and cheese. Delicious. I love that good old that good old soul food.
They can get still drunk. So what's going to happen is the jurors that remain set race aside as best as possible, because we know that's still in the back of these jurors' mind, and strictly follow the law. And at that point, the defense attorney is going to have to show that this is self-defense against unlawful use of deadly force, which is a challenge considering the fact that the decedent did not have a deadly weapon, but it can be done. And on the other hand, the prosecutors are going to have to say, look, the force that this gentleman applied was disproportionate to whatever attempted use of force he was facing when he decided to act with a deadly weapon.
That's the end of that video. But my question to this, right? Because I hear people raising this point is this level of force shit. And now I got example of cases to use, but I want to know what case law are they using in Texas or any other self-defense state. Like, I'm trying to think in any other cases where I have a retreat law and you can actually lawfully defend yourself, and they have protocol for it. I guess depending on each level of weapon. Usually with a firearm, it's something different, but it's not a firearm. So, which is kind of technically hand-to-hand combat in a sense. So levels of fighting that they're saying that he's accelerated to. I think for them to try to accelerate it to this next level, I think it would have to be a gun involved, and it wasn't. Like a knife is happening in hand-to-hand combat, and the fight is hand-to-hand combat. This is a stand your ground state, so let me take state off the end and let me just say stand your ground. Let's see if everybody in the room understand what stand your ground means. Say stand your ground state. So let's just take state off the word. Let's understand what stand your ground means. Google that shit if you don't know. So this is why I said they fucking up their case, because y'all indict this young man, and it's fucked up because we looking at it and they keep trying to scrutinize. They trying them so hard to damage this kid's image, and it's like not necessarily saying that this is a mistake. You know what I'm saying? Like, and to stand your ground state, which I think he's a birth citizen of. These are the rules that he's taught for life. So if you try me, I got the right to take you out because that's what's written in law. But that's what a bunch of crackers was doing when they made up stories about whatever niggas was doing and found some strange fruit hanging somewhere. So this is a different thing, and this is like, in their mind, they probably looking at it like, oh, this is payback for that. That's not what happened. It's not a racial thing between these kids. His brother never said that. His brother not once said, oh, this was a black kid, white kid issue. No, that wasn't what happened. It's two athletes, two jocks, if you will. Two jocks that happen to have good grades, which a lot of athletes have good grades nowadays. So it's not really that's really not really hard to say, but one to tarnish one's image outside of the scenario is nuts. It's normal. It's normal as fuck, especially when you could talk about black people, especially black men, especially black boys, because now he's a black boy. Now they making him a man so fast, but if it was some other little bullshit, he'd be a boy. some accomplishment he had, he'd be a boy. Some great accomplishment, he'd be this 17-year-old little boy. But anyway, story short, at the end of the day, protect your neck. I'd rather be judged by 12 than carried by 6 any day. And you know what I mean? That's what I teach mine. That's what I came up off of. In my opinion, that's the American way. I'ma holler at you.